I was just looking at that Martin thing. I don't know why they making such a big fuss out of it. What happened to him? My what I like to say about social media, I mean entertainment. Now that I had my little walkthrough, I guess you could call it, like a job walkthrough. Is this what you want? It's like you gotta sacrifice love. You gotta sacrifice love. It's as above, so below. You gotta sacrifice love, everything that you really go to work for, just to be in the entertainment business, just to be in the fame, just to be in the limelight, just to be in the money. It's like, well, what was you working for? And then you just gotta look at. That's how we know heaven is real. Because it's like you ain't gonna get it here. If you get that here, this is heaven. It's like you're gonna get everything here. But I see this place as a place to walk and evolve, get over stuff, overcoming stuff, and have your experiences and stuff. I don't really feel, I went through a lot to get here with God. And going through all these little tests, they straight and all y'all. It's just like you wanna go on the dark side, you wanna go on the light side. But it ain't nothing bad about it. It ain't evil, and it ain't like evil and light. It's like dark and light. So it's like you wanna go on the dark, you wanna go on the light. You go on the dark, you gotta do this. You go on the light, you gotta do this. It's like where you wanna go, I guess. But I see the world in such turmoil. It's like I was telling God last night, I see the same people. I've been seeing the same people for 7 years, whether it's on social media or in the physical. In the physical, not like, in person. It's like I've been seeing the same people. And it's like you can already see the boxes. And it's like they already boxing us up. Those who they feel like that's out of line, or those who they feel like that's different, or those they already been boxing everybody up. And the same group is in the boxes already. And it's like challenge of the boxes. That's what it feels. Otherwise it's gonna be hella purgatory. And then it's like in my situation, somebody kept sabotaging the food, somebody kept sabotaging the paint, somebody kept, every test that I got was sabotaged over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I really think it was because a flame sacrificed me. If it wasn't for the fact that a flame sacrificed her own, it wouldn't work. But it's like, they got to take, that's a lot of, flames ain't supposed to sacrifice each other, so I'm sure it'll be devastating in the astro to, it's like it'd be better if one just died. Like natural causes. It'd just be better if one died. That's what it be. That's my personal experience on a deeper level. Now on the surface level, I say that the stuff you gotta go through to get to fame is the stuff I see people do for money. I seen my family do, and they were older, younger, supposed to have been close ones, children. And what I seen my own family do to one another for money, I said, I ain't finna get involved in this. It's the evil. I said this on a couple lectures. I said, we so wicked today. How do you know if you died and went to hell? When the last time you truly seen a God-fearing person? I ain't talking about like on social media. When the last time you truly met a God-fearing person? A full-fledged God-fearing person. if you in entertainment business and stuff like that, even what I do, you can't really say all that. So, when the last time you really seen a truly God-fearing person? We have to ask ourselves that. I would have to go out on a limb and go see a monk and talk to a monk and actually know I felt the God-fearing person spirit around me. But even then, it's questionable. So it's like I'm seeing people sacrifice. From my experience in this situation, you have to sacrifice love, and then you have to grow this hollow void of a place in your heart and in your mind as well. And you have to embrace that hollowness, and it's gonna be dark. It's gonna get dark. And I'm like talking to God last night. Why would you sacrifice love and everything that you need just for entertainment? It's like we go to the streets, we sell drugs to get what we need. I mean, the people who was in the streets selling drugs back when I was coming up that had to be in the streets, we couldn't make it off a job $7.50 an hour. We had to go to the streets. Wasn't nobody gonna hire us. I guess y'all saying get 3 or 4 jobs. Okay, racist. But wasn't nobody gonna hire us. Um, and for good money. So if you got kids and stuff, you can't feed a family off of $7.50 an hour. So you started doing what the next thing to do, and it was like no options. So you sold drugs, but you sold it to get what you need. You sold it to get to that lick, and then you quit. You invested. You took illegal money and invested it in legal money, which normally still don't work. Somehow you lose it, but if you're lucky, you'll get to invest it at least. But you're gonna lose that first round in that investment, probably, because that's the karma that comes with the money. It's blood money. So I seen people sacrifice more love than anything in 5 years. When we can just all sit back and think, when we got into a moment and when we first got into a position, celebrity or whatever, you did it. You probably said in your mind, I did it, I'm doing this for the money, but you looked at your surroundings. You looked at people you wanted to help. You looked at people you wanted to save. You looked at people you wanted to be there for. You wanted to be able to be supportive and helpful in some way. So it was more than the money that made you be driven to become such a status quo, to even muster up so much money to help people. You want to help people, basically. You want to love. You want to have love. You want to be in love. But my experience in these 5 years, you gotta sacrifice everything that's real for everything that's not real. So it's like you really just doing it for the money. So it's a choice. You're making a choice. I seen more people sacrifice love, y'all. I'm a man going with a woman. I seen it from this status, from this area. I seen more people sacrifice love, but it happened in both departments. Same thing, vice versa. And I seen more in 5 years than I want to see the rest of my life. I said, this is disgusting. And because then when you get into entertainment, or if you get into the money, it's always gonna be about that date. That next date. This the one, this the date. Date going out on a date. This the one. I'm meeting such and such today. This is the one. I'm meeting a friend. Is it? You probably never get it though. And after a while, it's just gonna be different partners, and um, you gonna polish yourself, or what is it? You gonna reconstruct yourself toward in that department. You gonna remodify yourself unknowingly, which is actually searing your heart. And you ain't gonna notice that you're sleeping with a lot of different people. You ain't gonna notice that you're hurting people. You ain't gonna even feel it no more. And I said last night, when the last time did I see somebody that truly loved God? And that's scary to me, y'all. Kind of had near-death experience, at least 4 to 6 of them. And I know hell real. I know that this place is just a maze to get to heaven. And most of us, even the best of us, always have to. We got like 171 lifetimes to incarnate to get it right. So it's like you go back from the beginning to get to the end. And if you fail, there's something about it. But I know I think you go to like hell. You got 3 times to go to hell, and that's it. You're gonna stay there. I don't know if it's like you go through this. I don't really know the full detail. That's how it works. I can, it's a maze. It's like you go through all these. Like, if you done been a celebrity for a while, have you got your money? Is you comfortable where you at? Now what you gonna do? Because now you got to move towards. Now you need to move more towards saving your soul or cleansing your soul. Even if you are a good person, even if you are a good person, now you need to move more towards cleansing yourself, filtering yourself, because ain't none of that stuff welcome in heaven, y'all. It's like I said, I'm gonna say this. The best way to explain heaven and hell is everybody in heaven is 100% real. When the last time you seen somebody 100% real? The last time I seen God-fearing people, they cussed and everything. They was normal folk, but they didn't do evil. Like, they didn't participate in evil. They didn't fund evil. They didn't hide behind evil. They didn't, they didn't sneak around and do evil. They was real, so they would give it to you. They would give it. I grew up around them folks. That's why my mouth is bad as it is. I tell people I got my mouth from my grandma, and men today think it's harsh. So, but my grandma and my grandpa were good people. They ain't never gave me $1. They gave me $3 a year. They never gave me no money. They gave me $3 a year, and they the best people I ever had in my life. And my brother Nick that was murdered. My brother Nick that was murdered. We actually were friends, but we grew to be brothers. We met each other around 4 or 5 years old, and we just stayed around each other. Family, our mamas did drugs together and stuff like that, and we shared the same lifestyle. And he stayed in a brick house. I stayed in a brick house in the hoods, in the projects. And so, if you stayed in a brick house back in them days, the projects people would whoop your ass a lot. So it's like we got back to back and started helping each other. We just grew and evolved together. And I seen my brother secretly, he didn't know. I might have been around the corner or something where people that made deals with him to set me up in some way. And I seen him turn it down. I seen women go to my brother after dealing with me. I seen him turn it down. He was a lady man, He can have anybody he wanted. And that was another beautiful thing. He can have any woman he wanted. But he knew he just when he was a high priest as well. When he just knew when women just wanted to play that role, he'd tell them no, and I liked it watching it. It was like women who think they can have anybody. They'll come up to him and think he's gonna be the number 107. He'll turn them down. I just love to see the look on their face when he do that. And you know, women used to hit on him with wedding rings on their finger. He turned them down. Same thing. I love to see the expression on their face when he do that, because it's like people act like they done got away with so much in this life that they can just keep doing it. And it's like, it ain't got nothing to, over time, it ain't got nothing to do with money and this and that. It got to do with, can they put you on your knees? Just like a boxer want to put you on your knee with their hands. That same feeling comes from those that's rich that want to put you on your knees with money. You get what I'm saying? So you still losing, you know. I get you on your knees with this money. Same thing with sex. I get you on your knees. They're pillars. They just pillars. And so it's like when you recognize this maze, when you recognize this Ouroboros, you start to want to pass the test. Well, for me, I growed up around money. I ain't never really had it though, but my family got money, and probably my money, but they so poor with it, and it destroyed them and turned them into monsters. I had a beautiful family. They was all brilliant. We used to do all kind of stuff together, and we build stuff, cars, motorcycles, all that stuff. All that got tore down. My grandma died, all that got tore down. And now everybody just want to watch somebody on secret cameras and perverted stuff. And it's just, it's not fun, it's boring, and it's disgusting, and it weirds me out. Like, it makes me not even, right now I'm you could say I'm an introvert, but now I'm just paranoid. I ain't even paranoid. I just don't want people to be around me and touch me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you got going on. You probably got some camera in my house somewhere. You know, it's that crazy. And it ain't paranoid, 'cause I know exactly which one of y'all. I know it's a stadium of people watching. And it's just like, it ain't worth it, y'all. It just ain't worth it. I know I could be in the entertainment business, but I don't know y'all like that. I know God. I know my real family with God, and God don't give me everything I want. God ain't gave me really nothing I wanted, because I ain't earned it right. And that's how long it takes. That's how much work you got to put in to get with God. But I love God, you know what I'm saying? And I love the way God works, and I love the way God moves, and God is real. And I love trying to prove myself to God, because it's like, once I know I can really please God, then I'm going to be pleased. Because pleasing God going to make me pleased. It's going to please me, you know what I'm saying? Not saying like kissing God tail. You know what I'm saying? I'd do that too if I got to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's God, right? But I'm saying pleasing God, and he wouldn't ask you to do that anyway. Pleasing God is being a stand-up. God is like the ultimate real individual that you would want to please. God wants you to please it by being a straight up man or a straight up woman, no matter the consequences. No matter the consequences. And especially in the midst of certain consequences. Them your tests. Them your tests. And when I seen that and I realized that, I said, it's more of us that fail these tests than we think. And we better thank God they come around more than once or twice. Because I think they only come around in one lifetime like 7 times, y'all. And we got the whole lifetime to prepare for it. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're an escort, and God give you an opportunity. Same with a prostitute. I done been in these situations. And God give you an opportunity to change your life. You've been doing it for years. You know, you're on 8,991 men. And God give you an opportunity to settle down with one man. You just went through a whole lifetime. You keeping up a count. You'll be amazed at women who keep up a count. And you're on 8,991 men. I think in the astro count, I think the average woman got up to 15,000, and they took it and they gotta go. It's like they floats or something, or not even floats. They just, I don't know what that is, but I know they can take up to like 15,000 or something like that, which is a lot. And I think if you multiply 15,000, you gotta consider the relationship with those 15,000 by the sperm count of an average human being or something like that, y'all. It's like this math in it, bro. It's straight up math in it, though. But it's levels, though. It's like an evil and good type of. It's all kind of stuff that goes on. There's a chart. It's a chart. But let's say you're a woman on 8,991 men, and now God gives you a chance, 8,000. Let's say I talk to this woman. This woman be like, why she said it, why she did what she did, why she lived the life, why she is the way she is. And then when you get down to it, most of the reason was the fact that she blamed God. So she basically tortured her own body, trying to get a reaction out of God, basically saying, God, you never gave me nothing. But what people fail to realize is that God's not going to give you that particular type of blessing or blissfulness until you done been prepped and ready for it. In other words, if you're a man or a woman and you looking for a man or a woman as a lover, then you need to go through your trials and tribulation, which will be what? Sowing your royal oats with communication, understanding relations, dating, I guess you could say, going out, doing things, feeling the world a little bit, trials and tribulation. So that way, when you finally get to a person, even if it ain't that good, it could be on a miserable scale. Like you probably was a child and got raped. Okay, you probably was always in bad relationships. Okay, that's a test. Them trials and tribulation, that's gonna prep you. That can make you or break you for a good relationship. I done seen some of the best people make the best relationships when they done came out of trial and tribulation like that rough. So even though they so dark and sinister, they can make you the greatest person in the world, the greatest light in the world. Now, the same thing can happen opposite, though. It can make you the most demonic person in the world. So it's like at the end of the day, you can't blame God because it hasn't been your time to have a lover. It's not your time to receive a lover. It's not your time to get none of that. I hate it because these chicken heads on here stealing all my stuff. These winches, or whatever y'all is. But I'm probably put one video on a day, y'all. But you're gonna have time to come and start slowing down. Ain't no point in me doing all this no more. It's too much. It's too much sucker love. It's just too dark. I don't see nothing. I don't see no light. I feel like at the least, I know this ain't hell, but it gotta be purgatory. And I don't think purgatory is just my address. I think purgatory at the moment is the whole world energy. That's what I think. But anyway, so it's like you go through these trials and tribulations, and then if you think about what I'm saying, if y'all truly listen to what I'm saying, and you go through these trials and tribulations of what I'm telling y'all, you're gonna realize when you do get to a lover, you're gonna realize that you ready for this person. You ain't finna be doing no sex test, trick questions, testing the waters, none of that crap. Cause by now you done figured out how to find a lover through the spiritual as well as in the physical. So you done matured and evolved spiritually and physically. And so we must understand it takes at least at a minimum 10 years to fulfill a dream. It takes 10 years to build a great relationship, it takes 10 years to build a great home. So that's another 30 years within itself. So we got to start looking at things like numbers. So if you in your 30s and you still playing around and goofing off and acting like a goofball, then by the time, okay, year 40, you say, year 50 is when, but see, year 50 is too late. If you're going to wait till year 50 to get in a relationship, you might as well cancel the dream, cancel the good foundation that you got to build, because all that's going to take a process regardless. Even though you went through your trials and tribulations by yourself, even though you went through your trials and tribulations by yourself, and you are a good person and you a good enough person for a good relation, still yet once you get with this person in a relation, even if it's a twin or twin flame or soulmate, y'all must build together on one foundation. That's gonna take another 10 years. So you gotta deduct the 30 years of that growth along with the 33 years of your own personal growth that you better not have screwed up. And you know what I'm saying? So by the time you are 50 years old, you done already, even if you're not married or not, you already know your spouse, and y'all done already came in together, your whoever you're gonna marry to be your husband or wife, and y'all done built a friendly relationship with one another at least, and y'all already building together, y'all building foundation together. So that's how that works, y'all. So with the way the world going now, it's just disgusting. I'm finna get off here, cause I done got scared. I'm gonna just say that. I ain't even gonna say paranoid, cause it ain't. I'm scared. I'm scared for my life. The way that's going on, oh my God. Man, I had a better time with my grandpa planting a garden with my hands and cleaning slop out of people's buckets and taking slops and feeding it to the hogs. This is awful. I feel like a nightmare in hell every day. And then to see the beautifulest people in the world, especially those that claim they're God's children, just participating in this. And the problem is a lot of y'all don't know it's evil because it's norm to y'all. Y'all the ones that say that people like me are traditional, but it don't fly in the Bible. One thing we must understand, the most important thing to understand about that Bible is that God don't bend his laws. So just because over half the world is doing it, don't mean you're going to get up there to that Libra scale and think it's going to be a pass go. You have to abide by that Bible, period, if you want to get to heaven. It's the way to heaven is narrow. The way to hell is broad. So whether you want to abide by that Bible from the beginning of your life to the ending of your life, or from the middle of your life to the ending of your life, or when you almost out of here, you better find, that's what it really means when they say when you ask God for forgiveness. See, that's another process people don't understand. They say as long as you ask God for forgiveness, he gonna forgive you. That ain't how that works. As long as you ask God for forgiveness with your heart. When you ask God for forgiveness with your heart, you also understand you gotta put the work in to prove that God with your heart that you really is, you really do want to earn his forgiveness or its forgiveness. And by that being said, that means you must put work in, and you know, because you're using your heart, not your mind. You know you got to put the work in after you done ask God for forgiveness.